What if the world you see is only half the truth? What if the real power, the force shaping your destiny, your energy, even your reality, is hidden deep within you, and it's been entangled with the universe since the moment you were born? This isn't science fiction, it's quantum science. And once you understand quantum entanglement, your subconscious unlocks a hidden force so powerful, it can literally reshape your life. We live in a culture that worships the tangible, the material, the measurable. We're taught from a young age that reality is what we can see with our eyes, hold in our hands, and prove with a ruler or a microscope. This physical world, concrete and consistent, gives us a sense of control. And yet, some of the most powerful forces that shape our lives are completely invisible. Take gravity, for example. You can't see it, but it anchors galaxies and keeps our feet on the ground. Emotions, you can't touch them, but they move nations, create art, break hearts, and start wars. Thoughts, memories, instincts, none of them have a shape or color, yet they define who we are. And then, there's quantum entanglement, a force so strange, so counterintuitive, that even Einstein, the genius who redefined time and space, was baffled by it. Quantum entanglement is the idea that two particles, no matter how far apart, can become so deeply connected that the state of one instantly determines the state of the other. Imagine you have two tiny particles, created in the same moment, and then sent to opposite ends of the universe. If you interact with one, say you flip its spin, the other reacts immediately, faster than the speed of light. There's no delay, no signal, no in-between. Einstein mocked this idea. He called it spooky action at a distance because it violated the very foundations of classical physics. According to everything he knew, nothing could travel faster than light. And yet, entanglement seemed to cheat the rules. But here's the thing, it's not science fiction, it's science fact. Over the years, quantum physicists have performed countless experiments to test this strange connection. And time after time, the results confirm it's real. Two particles, two separate places, one shared fate. This challenges everything we assume about separation, distance, and individuality. It forces us to ask, if particles can be connected like that, what else is connected? Could our thoughts have that kind of reach? Could our consciousness be entangled with something greater? A field beyond space and time? These are no longer just spiritual questions. They're scientific ones. Because when you truly begin to grasp quantum entanglement, you realize something profound. The world you think you know, the one made of borders, bodies, and barriers, is only the tip of the iceberg. Beneath it lies a deeper field, a hidden dimension of pure potential. And your subconscious mind, whether you know it or not, is swimming in that sea. Entanglement isn't just a weird glitch in the laws of nature. It's a key, one that unlocks a deeper understanding of who we are, how we're connected, and what power lies dormant within us. To understand quantum entanglement, we must first let go of everything we assume about how reality should behave. In the world of classical physics, objects are predictable. If you throw a ball, it follows a path. If you shine light, it moves in waves. Everything is governed by laws, gravity, motion, energy. And those laws are comforting, logical, reliable. But once you zoom in, not just to atoms, but to the subatomic level, all of that order starts to unravel. A subatomic particle, like an electron or a photon, doesn't behave like a tiny billiard ball. Instead, It exists in a strange state known as a superposition, meaning it doesn't have one single location, or state, or spin. It has all possible states at once, until you observe it. Let that sink in. Until you look, the particle hasn't decided where it is or what it is. This isn't philosophy, it's physics. The moment you observe the particle, the very act of measuring it collapses its infinite possibilities into one reality. Observation shapes the outcome. This alone is wild. But quantum entanglement goes even further. When two particles are generated or interact in certain ways, they can become entangled, meaning their quantum states are permanently linked. If you change one, the other changes too, instantly, even if they're light years apart. No message travels between them. No signal is sent. It just happens. This kind of connection violates everything we've been taught about the speed of light, about cause and effect, about locality. It suggests that deep down, the universe is not made of separate parts, but of interconnected wholes. And now, here's where it gets personal. What if this principle, this undeniable link between seemingly separate things, applies not just to particles, but to people, to thoughts, to dreams, to consciousness itself? What if your mind is entangled with the fabric of reality? There are growing scientific and philosophical theories that suggest consciousness isn't just housed in the brain, that it might be part of a wider, non-local field. A collective sea of awareness stretching beyond the body, beyond time. And if that's true, then your subconscious mind, the part of you that dreams, feels, intuits, may already be entangled with the world around you, with others, with patterns, with potentials yet to manifest. The feelings you can't explain, the synchronicities you notice, the moments of knowing that come from nowhere. They may not be coincidences, they may be entanglements. And once you become aware of this connection, once you consciously engage with it, you start to unlock abilities you never knew you had. Intuition sharpens, energy flows differently. You begin to feel aligned, not with the noise of the world, but with something deeper, something ancient, intelligent, and quietly guiding you. We've been taught to think of the subconscious mind as a dusty storage room, a place where old memories, traumas, instincts, and emotions get filed away, out of reach. But that's a limited view, an outdated one. Because in truth, your subconscious is not just psychological, it's energetic. It behaves less like a storage locker and more like a quantum field. Let's unpack that. In quantum physics, everything exists as waves of potential, not fixed objects, but vibrating possibilities. A particle could be here, or there, or everywhere at once. It's only when someone observes the system, when consciousness interacts with it, that the wave collapses into a definite state. In other words, consciousness doesn't just observe reality, it participates in creating it. Now, apply this principle to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is the seat of your deepest beliefs, fears, patterns, and expectations. But more than that, it's a kind of receiver, a non-verbal, non-linear processor that's entangled with your environment, your future, your internal energy, and even the people around you. Why do you get a gut feeling before something happens? Why do thoughts suddenly lead to coincidences? Why does visualizing something repeatedly make it start to appear in your life? Because your subconscious isn't bound by linear logic. It taps into the quantum field of possibility, the infinite wave function of your reality. and nudges it toward manifestation. And here's where it gets really wild. When you focus your attention, truly focus it with emotion and clarity, you become like the quantum observer. Just like a physicist collapsing a wave into a particle. You collapse potential outcomes into actual experiences. This isn't just self-help talk. The double-slit experiment, one of the most replicated experiments in quantum mechanics, shows that the act of observation changes the outcome. And since your mind is constantly observing your world, what you believe, expect, or emotionally focus on, even unconsciously, alters the field around you. Your beliefs become blueprints. Your intentions shape probability. Your internal state mirrors your external world. Not metaphorically, literally. When your subconscious is filled with unresolved fear or scarcity, you'll often notice chaos or blockages in your life. Not because the world is against you, but because your internal signal is entangled with what you're experiencing. And on the flip side, when your subconscious is clear, aligned, and focused on deeper truth, the outer world begins to reflect that. People show up, doors open, ideas flow. You move into a kind of resonance with life. That's not coincidence. That's quantum. You are not separate from the field. You are the field. Your subconscious isn't just affected by your environment. It shapes it. So the question becomes, what reality are you unconsciously programming? Because once you master this truth, once you become aware of the way your subconscious is already entangled with everything, you stop being a passive participant in life and start becoming a deliberate creator of it. This is where the science starts sounding like magic, but it's all real. We've already established that your subconscious operates like a quantum field, a non-linear, deeply sensitive system that's in constant dialogue with the reality around you. But here's where it becomes transformative. Your thoughts are not just electrical impulses in your brain. They are vibrations, literal frequencies that interact with the quantum field. Every time you think, especially with emotion, you are sending out energetic signals. And those signals don't just vanish. They ripple outward, entangling with the field, aligning with frequencies that match their resonance. This is the basis of what many call manifestation or attraction. But strip away the fluffy language and you're left with this scientific truth. Energy attracts energy. Resonance creates reality. When your mind is scattered, doubtful, full of internal contradiction, your signal is weak, chaotic. You want one thing, fear another, expect failure, and block your own energy from ever aligning. You vibrate at different frequencies, and so the field doesn't know what to reflect. But when you align your subconscious, when your beliefs, emotions, intentions, and identity become coherent, something powerful happens. Your subconscious and your external world begin to entangle. Your thoughts tune the field. Reality begins to echo your inner state, and that's when you unlock your hidden energy. This energy isn't mystical. It's neurological, emotional, and quantum all at once. It shows up as sudden focus and clarity, enhanced intuition, effortless synchronicities. You think of someone and they text. You need something and it shows up. Greater stamina and resilience, creative surges and deep flow states. All of this is a byproduct of internal coherence, of being energetically aligned with your purpose and vision. This phenomenon is being studied in fields like quantum biology, where it's shown that living systems, like cells and even brains, may communicate via quantum entanglement and coherence. In neuroscience, studies on intention and focused attention show measurable changes in brainwave patterns, stress levels, and even how the body heals. So no, this isn't just positive thinking. It's energetic alignment. It's coherent frequency matching. It's conscious entanglement with potential reality. And here's the kicker. When your subconscious becomes entangled with your goals, not just in words, but in belief, identity, emotion, and expectation, you stop pushing against the flow of life. You stop chasing. You start attracting. You become a magnet, not just for outcomes, but for energy itself. You feel energized, not drained, guided, not lost, connected, not alone. Because you're no longer fighting reality. You're dancing with it. This is hidden energy, the untapped force inside you that becomes unleashed the moment you stop resisting your truth and start aligning with it. We often think of quantum physics as something locked in labs and equations, far removed from daily life. But what if it's not? What if quantum entanglement isn't just a phenomenon between particles, but something that quietly influences your relationships, choices, and intuition? You felt it, that strange moment when you're thinking of someone you haven't spoken to in months, and they suddenly text or call. That instant connection or discomfort when you walk into a room and feel like something is off or alive, even before anyone speaks. That time when you just knew something was going to happen, and it did. Most people write these off as coincidence, but deep down, we know better. We feel the pull, the pattern, the pulse. What you're experiencing is resonance, and more specifically, conscious entanglement. Your mind isn't isolated in your skull. Your emotions aren't self-contained. Your thoughts ripple out like frequencies and connect with the world in real time. When two people share a deep emotional connection, studies have shown they can pick up on each other's moods, thoughts, even stress levels, without speaking. Their brain waves can begin to synchronize. Their heart rates mirror each other. This isn't magic. It's biofield science, heart-brain coherence, and entangled emotional fields. Your consciousness, especially your subconscious, is always scanning for resonance. It's like an antenna, subtly tuned to certain wavelengths, and when it finds a match, it responds. This is why your inner state shapes your outer experiences. If you're vibrating at anxiety, you'll find more chaos. If you're vibrating at clarity, you'll start attracting aligned people and ideas. If you're vibrating at love, peace, or creation, life begins to feel effortless, like the universe is holding your hand. We often call this intuition, or synchronicity, or serendipity. But what if those terms are just old words for a new understanding? Quantum entanglement shows us that distance doesn't matter. That time doesn't always apply. That energy, when connected, communicates instantly. And the same applies to your life. Your subconscious entanglement with people, outcomes, and experiences is always happening, whether you're aware of it or not. The more aware you become, the more you direct it. So when you get that gut feeling, when someone pops into your mind out of nowhere, when life sends you strange little signals, don't ignore it. You're not imagining things. You're perceiving the field. You're sensing resonance. You're living the reality of entanglement made personal. This is what ancient mystics called energy, what shamans called connection, what science now calls quantum correlation, and what you can begin to live consciously. Understanding quantum entanglement is one thing. Living it, activating it, is another. The truth is, you're already entangled with reality. You're already sending and receiving energy. But most people do it unconsciously, reactively, chaotically. To tap into the full power of entangled consciousness, you must become deliberate. The subconscious mind is like a deep ocean, but most people live on the stormy surface, reacting to waves of noise, distraction, and anxiety. To access your deeper field, you must get still. Intentional stillness isn't just about sitting quietly. It's about shifting your brainwaves from beta, active, analytical, to alpha and theta, intuitive, subconscious. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let thoughts come and go without grabbing them. Drop beneath your thoughts, into presence. When you do this consistently, something shifts. Your body relaxes, your awareness expands, and your subconscious, your entangled gateway, begins to open. Now that your mind is still, it's time to direct the field. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's instruction. When you imagine with vivid clarity and emotional intensity, you are literally programming your quantum field. So don't just think about the future you want. Feel it as if it's already real. Where are you? Who's around you? What does success, love, peace feel like in your bones? The subconscious doesn't speak in logic. It speaks in emotion and imagery. So when you visualize a desired outcome and your body reacts emotionally, the subconscious says, "This must be real." And that's when entanglement begins. Your emotions are not just reactions, they're frequencies, signals to the quantum field. Low states, fear, shame, doubt, create distortion. High states, gratitude, love, curiosity, create coherence. If you want to tune your field for success, healing, or transformation, you must live in high-frequency emotions. Not fake them, but cultivate them. Start your day with a gratitude list. Engage in creativity or awe. Feel love without needing a reason. Because here's the truth. You attract what you are emotionally entangled with. Your outer world bends to match your inner frequency. Time is a mental structure. But quantum change isn't linear. It doesn't follow a 9-to-5 schedule or a 30-day plan. In the quantum realm, things happen when frequency aligns, not when clocks tick. So stop asking, when will it happen? And start asking, am I aligned with it right now? The field doesn't respond to impatience. It responds to faith, consistency, and presence. Let go of the timeline. Stay in the frequency. Trust the entanglement to do its work. You are not just a person with a body scrolling through life. You are awareness. You are consciousness. You are the observer, and that's the most powerful role in the universe. In quantum mechanics, the observer doesn't just watch reality. The observer shapes it. When you observe with clarity, belief, and emotion, you collapse infinite potentials into actual experiences. This isn't fiction. This is physics. So here's the final truth. You don't need to chase energy. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to become something you're not. You simply need to remember. You are the field. You are the force. You are the entangled one, shaping the world from the inside out. Once you master quantum entanglement, your subconscious doesn't just unlock your hidden energy. It reveals that you were the energy all along. That you were the energy all along.